Winning Blueprint presents.
In the lab room, the market. New England Patriots.
Welcome to the market. You are in the lab room. I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. And you are in the market. Welcome to the market. Also known as, and better known as, free agency in the National Football League. This is the market, the NFL's one-stop shop for all positions related to the field. And today we're going to be talking about the New England Patriots of all teams. Here's a team that they just get it. Whether it's the draft, whether it's free agency, they just get it. Now, sometimes they can irritate you with their arrogance and cockiness, but at the end of the day, they understand what it takes to build a winner. And that's why every year, at the end of the season, we're talking about the New England Patriots. And guess what? For those of you who don't understand how this works, it starts with free agency. It starts with the draft. Your team starts winning in the offseason. And the Patriots understand that. And every year they're one of the best at it. So this is my comprehensive list of every free agent on the market available in this offseason in free agency. I'm going to use this list to help talk about the New England Patriots and some of the needs that they have and how they can address them. Also, I'll be using the aid of my handy-dandy, trusty big board. This board here has every single team in the National Football League on it, their needs, notable free agents, and some of the positions that they need to help address through free agency. And I'll be talking about the New England Patriots via this board. So let's not make haste. Let's talk about the New England Patriots and what they need to do in this offseason to become a better team. Because I think some of the luster is starting to fade from this Patriots team. Now, they can still win, and a good offseason will put them right back where they were, say, 2 seasons ago when they were dominant. I think last year, they started the season slow. They were never really that dominant. They beat up on some teams, but I never got the sense that, hey, this Patriots team could win it all. Never got that sense in the 2012 season. And I think that with a few moves here and there, they could be right back where they were in, say, 2011 when they lost in the Super Bowl to the Giants. So, going to look on my board here to talk about New England Patriots and what they should be doing in this offseason. And I have a few categories that I'm going to discuss with you about the New England Patriots. In-house free agents, those are the free agents that were on the New England Patriots roster last season that are up for free agency and that they need to make a decision on whether to re-sign or let go. I'm going to give you my opinion as to whether they should be retained or released, and then I'm going to tell you what I think the Patriots are going to do. Also, we have positions of need. These are the positions that the Patriots need to fill on their roster to be better in the 2013 season. Then you have available players at those positions of need for the New England Patriots. So let's start by talking about all their in-house free agents. We'll go through them all at one time, and then we'll talk about them individually one by one. So we start with Kyle Arrington, Patrick Chung, Julian Edelman, Aqib Talib, David Thomas, Sebastian Boehmer, Wes Welker, and Danny Woodhead. Now, Kyle Arrington is your corner. Look, he started for the majority of the season for you. He's solid. Nothing special. If I'm the Patriots, why not have him back? Look, this market, however, is very deep. It's rich. It's oversaturated with cornerbacks. So if you're the Patriots and you're looking for an upgrade, you allow Kyle Arrington to walk and you look for greener pastures. But if you're pleased with his performance and his production, get him back. And again, it's not going to cost you that much to have Kyle Arrington back. So it's all up to what the Patriots decide to do there. If they think Kyle Arrington is a guy that is fine for the amount of production that they're getting out of him and he's not going to cost a lot, they'll probably bring him back. But if they're disappointed in him and think they can do better, they'll allow him to walk and they'll look to upgrade that position. Patrick Chung. Here's a guy at the safety position. To me, he's often hurt. When he's not hurt, he's solid. He's not great. He's not a difference maker, just solid. And the Patriots are looking for a difference maker at safety. It's simple. I don't think Patrick Chung is going to be back because I think the Patriots are looking for a difference maker at the safety position. Julian Edelman. Here's a guy that's an all-purpose guy for the Patriots. He can play some receiver. He can give you some special teams relief. I think the Patriots, they would love to have Julian Edelman back. I don't see why they wouldn't have him back. He fits what the Patriots do. He's a Patriot through and through. He's a guy that can play multiple positions for you. I just don't see why the Patriots won't have Julian Edelman back. Aqib Talib. Here's a guy that the Patriots wanted to work out a long-term deal with. They thought about franchising him. Then they realized that that's probably not a good idea. And so I think they want him back. They're afraid of giving him a long-term deal because they know that here's a guy that he's got a sketchy past, let's face it. And so the Patriots want to be careful. They don't want to fork over a lot of cash over a lot of years and have this guy blow up in their face. And so they're really being cautious as to how they address this situation. I think they need to have him back, though, because they don't have a lot of talent at the cornerback position. So now you look at a guy like Donald Thomas, and not a lot of people know about Donald Thomas and his worth to this New England Patriots team. But in the 2012 season, when you were in a pinch, when your guards went down, guess who stepped up in their absence and played very well? Donald Thomas. The Patriots would love to have him back, but I think other teams around the league are going to take notice to what he was able to do filling in for some injured guys along that interior of the Patriots line, and they're going to throw a little bit more money Donald Thomas's way than the Patriots would like to pay him, and I don't think he's going to be back. Now, would the Patriots love to have him back? Of course. He did a bang-up job for the Patriots in the 2012 season, but the Patriots aren't going to overpay for a guy that they feel like isn't worth more money, isn't worth starters' money, which is what I think Donald Thomas is going to command on the free agent market. You look at Danny Woodhead. Look, you need Danny Woodhead back. He exemplifies what the Patriots are on offense. A guy that's shifty, has multiple dimensions, things that he can bring to the table. He's a Patriot through and through. And I think Danny Woodhead, I don't really think he could be of value to any other team in the National Football League quite like he is to the New England Patriots. You got to have Danny Woodhead back. Sebastian Vollmer. Here's a guy that the Patriots would love to have back at a reduced rate. And if they could get him back for what he was making last year, the Patriots would jump all over it. But this is the National Football League, and guys are looking to get paid. And Sebastian Vollmer has played so well for the Patriots that someone's going to fork over $6, $7, $8, $9, possibly $10 million a year. I think that's crazy for a right tackle. I'm thinking more along the lines of $7 million a year, which is probably right around what he'll command on the market. But the Patriots aren't trying to pay it. And so we'll see what the Patriots decide to do. But I know Sebastian Vollmer won't be back. And the Patriots, they made a play for him. He's not going to be back. Wes Welker. Here's the biggest question mark in New England right now. Will he or won't he? Wes Welker, will he be back on the roster or won't he? You need him back. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no bones about it. You need Wes Welker back. And if he's not back, this team will suffer tremendously because of it. You tried to phase him out of the offense. It didn't work in 2012. Injuries thrust him back into action. Look, this is a guy that's consistently catching over 100 balls for you. I don't even know what the holdup is here. Get Wes Welker back. If you're the Patriots, pay the man. Now, looking at the Patriots' needs, they need defensive end help, defensive tackle help, cornerback help, safety help, and wide receiver help. So we'll go through these positions one by one and talk about guys that are available to the New England Patriots. So the Patriots are different when it comes to free agency and the draft. They just are. And they get it. They get guys to play at a high level. And so the list that I'll be revealing to you today for players that I think they could need at some of these positions are players that you might have never heard of. But again, this is what the Patriots do. They find gems. They find diamonds in the rough. They take those hidden gems and they shine them up and they get them to play at a borderline Pro Bowl level, and it helps the Patriots win year in and year out. So I'm going to be naming a lot of guys that maybe you've never heard of. But again, if the Patriots decide to spend some money, there are some guys on this list that you've heard of, and I expect the Patriots to target some guys that are well known around the league. But there are going to be some guys that you say, who's that guy? But the Patriots are going to get him, and you're going to like him once the Patriots get their hands on him. So we start first at defensive end. And the Patriots are always known for getting veterans and making them play. It's like New England revitalizes veterans. And so a guy like Dwight Freeney could be a guy that could land in New England and be successful. John Abraham, here's another defensive end that seems like he's starting to run out of gas. But in New England, these guys could be exactly what the Patriots needed. Could be what the doctor ordered. So we'll see what the Patriots decide to do. But I'm thinking if the Patriots are looking to go in a younger direction, how about a guy like Michael Bennett or a guy like William Hayes? No one knows who William Hayes is. He's a guy out of St. Louis that was able to compile about 7.5 sacks for the Rams. Again, in limited capacity, this guy was able to get it done in a rotational depth role for the Rams. He comes over to New England and starts. Who knows what he could be? Michael Bennett was probably one of the most consistent defenders along that Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive line. He's young. He's athletic. He's long. He can get around the corner. I could see the New England Patriots making a run at someone like Michael Bennett as well. But again, if they're looking for the younger route, those two could be guys that maybe you've never heard of that can help you. But if you're going the veteran route, don't be surprised if the Patriots come back with a guy like Dwight Freeney or John Abraham. You're looking at the defensive tackle position, and the Patriots let go of Ron Brace. That was a big disappointment to them. They drafted him in the second round out of Boston College. It just never worked. And so ever since then, they've been putting in guy after guy after guy next to Vince Wilfork, and they switched to a 4-3 base defense a season ago. So now you need another defensive tackle. It was okay when you were playing the 3-4 defense because Vince Wilfork was in the middle and you had defensive ends. Now you're playing a 4-3. Now you need guys that can help Vince Wilfork in the middle stop the run. So now you need more beef. You need more talent at defensive tackle. Here are some options at your disposal. You look at a guy like Ricky Jean-Francois. I love saying that. Here's a guy out of San Francisco, highly productive. Again, he's coming from a team that was winning. He was part of the reason they were winning. He's a very talented defensive tackle, can help you. He's coming from a 3-4 defense, but I don't think he'll have any problems playing in a 4-3 look. And not to mention, the Patriots play all kinds of defensive looks. You get 3-4 one time, you get 4-3 another. So he would fit right in like a glove in Bill Belichick's defensive scheme. You also look at a guy like Alan Branch from the Seattle Seahawks. Here's a big 6'6" defensive tackle, over 300 pounds. He's a guy that's going to plug up the middle and be another big wall next to Vince Wilfork. I think he's a perfect, ideal fit in New England. And he's not going to get much pressure on the quarterback, but if you're looking for a guy that's clog up the middle and be a presence in the middle of your defensive line alongside of Vince Wilfork, Alan Branch could be your man. Then you look at a guy like Vance Walker out of Atlanta. He's a guy that he's solid against the run. He won't blow your doors off against the run. But where he's special at is getting to the quarterback. He's a guy that can get to the quarterback, cause some havoc, do some things at the defensive tackle position that the Patriots have lacked for a long time. Again, Vince Wilfork is solid. He can get to the quarterback. He stops the run. He does everything extremely well. But he's not a guy that's going to get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Vance Walker is a guy that will get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And so here's another guy that could help you, and a guy you've probably never heard of that, again, the Patriots will go out and get, shine him up, and have you say, why haven't I heard of this guy before? So those are all options for the Patriots at the defensive tackle position that I think can help them. And also another guy that the Patriots might be targeting that you may have never heard of is a guy that just recently got in trouble in the offseason. He plays for the Oakland Raiders. His name is Desmond Bryant. Here's a guy that I think Oakland Raiders fans want back desperately. And he just got in trouble, had a run-in with the law, and that's going to bring his stock down, which is perfect right in the wheelhouse for the Patriots because they love to get guys on the cheap. And getting in trouble with the law always brings down your value. And I think Desmond Bryant is an extremely talented guy that can get after the quarterback as well as play the run. And so the Patriots will be targeting a guy like Desmond Bryant in free agency. And he's a guy that you can get on the cheap. So looking at the cornerback position, the Patriots just have a lot of young corners. And they need some more veteran presence, but they also need some more talent. And that's what it all boils down to, talent. Whether it's old or young, you don't care. You just need more talent at the cornerback position. And so after moving McCourty to safety and seeing that Alfonso Dennard is going to be solid, he's not going to be great, but he's going to be solid, you're going to need another corner. And Aqib Talib filled that void for you last season. Now, I don't know if he's going to be back in New England or not, but in the event that he's not, here are some guys that can help you fill that number one corner void. Now, some of these guys are going to cost you some money. Look, let's not kid ourselves here. If you're going to be on the free agent market for a cornerback and you're going to try to get one of the top tier free agents, you're going to have to pay. You're going to spend some money. But if you're looking for that second, that third wave of cornerbacks, you may not get the production that you would get out of one of these top tier guys, but you can get a solid guy. So, of course, Aqib Talib is the first guy if you're the Patriots that you're targeting. You want to have him back. But in the event that he's not back, Kerry Williams is a guy that could fit the mold in New England. And again, you've seen Kerry Williams up close and personal. You've played against him twice last season with the Ravens. You've seen him. You know what he's about. He's a guy that can come in and help you right away. Derek Cox. And one thing I can say about Bill Belichick, he's a guy that notices and pays attention to guys who kills him. And he'll go out and get a guy that punished him when he played against him. And that's what you did with Wes Welker. Wes Welker played for the Dolphins. He used to kill the Patriots. So Belichick said, hey, why don't you join us? You've been a nemesis of ours. Why don't you come and help us now? And Derek Cox has been a nemesis of the New England Patriots. They played against the Jaguars last year. He picked Brady off twice. He's a guy that the Patriots know can play football. He might be someone that the Patriots look to bring in. Also, a guy like Anton Cason, big, long, physical corner out of San Diego. He's young, athletic. Here's a guy that the Patriots could bring in, and he could help man up and shore up your cornerback situation. Here's a little-known name that the Patriots might target, and a guy where you say, what? Huh? Who is this guy? But the Patriots do this a lot. Sometimes being cheap can cost you. Other times, it may pay off. Here's a guy in Greg Toller out of Arizona that hasn't really played up to the level that you would like. He's solid. He's not great. But the Patriots could get him, coach him up. Maybe he could turn into something. These are all cornerbacks that the Patriots could target. And look, there are other cornerbacks available on the market. Brent Grimes, Sean Smith. But I just don't think they're going to end up in New England. That's why I didn't put them on the list. But you just never know. New England has an aura about itself that attracts free agents to New England. And so you just never know who the Patriots will have in their facilities and who they'll be able to sign up to play New England Patriots football. So you look at the safety position. And at the safety position, Patrick Chung won't be back. And you need an upgrade. The first name that comes to mind is a guy that Bill Belichick has a lot of admiration for. And again, I told you, Belichick loves to get guys who has killed him in the past. He loves to get guys who have tormented him. I don't have to play against a guy if I get him to join forces with me and play on my football team. And I'm talking about Ed Reed. Here's a guy that has mutual admiration for Bill Belichick and Ed Reed. He's already come out publicly and said, hey, I wouldn't mind playing for the Patriots. Don't be surprised if the Patriots make a serious run at a guy like Ed Reed, who still has a lot left in the tank. And as I've stated before, the Patriots do a great job of getting veterans to come over and play at a very high level for them at the end of their careers, like a Rodney Harrison. Also on the market, a guy like Deshaun Golson. He will be the most sought after safety in this free agent market. So if you're coming to get your hands on Deshaun Golson, you better come with a lot of money. Both of your hands need to have fistfuls of money in it because he's going to command a lot of attention on the free agent market. But if you're looking for some cheaper options, which the Patriots usually are, then guys like Rashad Johnson come to mind. Here's a guy that in a backup capacity, Arizona was solid. He didn't start, and he has deficiencies, but if you're trying to be cheap, you're not going to get elite talent. But if you're willing to pay, then a guy that you saw 2 times last season might be just what the doctor ordered in LaRon Landry. Again, here's a guy that Belichick saw up close and personal. He did damage against the Patriots. And again, Belichick loves to go out and get the guys that he's seen with his own eyes get it done. LaRon Landry, when healthy, can be one of the best safeties. He's one of the most physical safeties in the National Football League. And if he is healthy, he can help this New England Patriots team tremendously. So now you look at the wide receiver position. And we all know what the number one question is there. Is Wes Welker going to be retained? But another question for the Patriots is, will they get Brandon Lloyd back? I mean, the Patriots are being extremely frugal in this offseason, not wanting to pay Brandon Lloyd, not wanting to pay Wes Welker. And so if they don't get back 1 or 2 of these guys, you're definitely going to need help at the wide receiver position. Here are a few options that the Patriots could look to if they don't get Welker or Brandon Lloyd back. The first one that comes to mind is Danny Amendola. He's a Wes Welker clone. They went to the same school at Texas Tech. Amendola has come out and said he models his game after Wes Welker, and they play a lot like each other. And if Amendola gets in the right hands, and I feel like if he comes to New England, he'll be in dangerous hands. He'll be the next Wes Welker. And so here's a guy that you could target in free agency, and I think he would be a perfect fit in New England. Here are some guys that I think are some value pickups that the Patriots might be looking to get for Tom Brady. David Nelson is a guy out of the Buffalo Bills camp that been injured. He's solid when he's played. He's been productive. You don't know what you're getting from him because he's coming off of injury, but if he's healthy, he's a big 6'5" target out of the University of Florida. He can get it done. And the bigger the target, the better for Brady. I think this is a guy that could quietly come in and get you 50, 55 catches and help this New England Patriots offense along as the Patriots usually are. It's just solid and steady on offense. Another guy that can help, and I think he could emerge as a real gem for the Patriots, is Brandon Gibson. Here's a guy for the St. Louis Rams just starting to come into his own. He had his best season in 2012. He could help the Patriots a lot. And he's a number 2 receiver in this league. He's not a number 1. But if you get him at the number 2 spot, at your wide receiver, he can do some damage. And I think with Brady out there and with him starting to develop, he could be a dangerous asset for the Patriots. You also look at a guy like Ramses Barden. He's a 6'6" target from the Giants that has really never materialized into the receiver the Giants hoped. He's been marred by injuries, but when he's healthy, and all you have to do is look at Week 3 against the Panthers on Thursday Night Football, where he compiled about 7 or 8 catches for over 100 yards. This guy can be ultra productive in the National Football League if given the opportunity and if he stays healthy. I think if he comes to New England and can stay healthy, he could emerge as a big-time target for Tom Brady in the New England Patriots offense. Look at another guy that I think you can get on the cheap that can come in, and he fits the mold of a receiver that the Patriots would go after. A Donnie Avery type of guy. Donnie Avery underachieved in St. Louis. He got hurt towards ACL. They released him. He was the first player at the receiver position drafted in his draft in the 2nd round. And so there was a lot of potential, a lot of speed there out of Houston. He never materialized in St. Louis. Then he went on to Tennessee. He was a journeyman receiver. He got to the Indianapolis Colts last season. Andrew Luck and that group shined him up. He played really well. Now he's testing the free agent market. He's a guy that could come in, and I think he could really do some damage in New England. He's fast. He can catch the football. I think he could really help your offense. And he could be another one of those guys that are unsung heroes at the receiver position for the New England Patriots. Those are all options that can help the Patriots and options that won't cost you a lot of money. And that's the way the Patriots like to do business. And so that's the New England Patriots in a nutshell. Again, the Patriots aren't that far away from being back to where they were in 2011 when they went to the Super Bowl. A couple of moves here, a couple of moves there, a couple of right moves here, a couple of free agents, and a few draft picks, and the Patriots can be right back to being that dominant force that they were 2 seasons ago when they were in the Super Bowl. And anytime you have Belichick, anytime you have Brady, you've got a shot to be one of the best teams in the league. And so the Patriots get Welker back, are the Patriots in the draft and supplement the roster with the free agency moves that I'm thinking that they should be able to make, look out for the New England Patriots in the 2013 season. And that's going to do it for the New England Patriots in the market.
New England Patriots, the market.